Okay, today we're going to go over the different types of mechanical pencils, loosely rated by most to least common. And by far the most common is click or rear advanced, which you can see you advance the lead by clicking on the back. It's the most popular probably because it's similar to pens. The difference between the pen is one click out, one click back, and with the mechanical pencil it just keeps advancing it because you're wearing down the lead as you go. So this is a more expensive, although I wouldn't call it expensive, but just better, and it costs a little more version. The Graph Gear 800 compared to the cheapest version and possibly the most common, because like every office and convenience store on earth seems to carry these, is the Bic. So everybody knows these. Probably the second most common would be side advance. So this is a Papermate Clear Point. These are also extremely popular, but generally not very well loved. From posts I've read, I've had this for years, but from posts I've read, they have had a tendency to break for other people. So not recommended, but a pretty good example of a common side advanced mechanical pencil. So, like I said, this is a loose rating. I don't know which is more popular, this or this. Now, I don't have one of these. This is just generally called a clutch pencil, and it's a gravity advance. There's no mechanism. That opens up, and the lead falls down. Pretty simple. It's usually for larger, 2mm or larger thickness leads. And like again, I don't really know just how common these are in comparison to others, but they're definitely not as common as the rear advance. So next in line would probably be this. And as far as mechanical pencils goes, this is very unique. The only reason I picked it as next in line is because there's a ton of these pencils out there. But the mechanism itself is, I haven't seen any others that have this. It's a twist advance. Now this next one is called a Papa Point. And these were actually very common in the 80s and especially the 90s, but you'll never see this in a store, at least where I live now. They've become rather rare. It's more of a novelty item. And if you're old enough, you remember these as a kid, you'd pull the tip out once it's worn down, then push it in the bottom, and that would push the next tip out. And I'm not going to do this because the tip is not really worn down enough yet. Okay, I'm actually a little bit out of order. This is a Tombow Mono, and it is a shake advance, and this is definitely more common than the Papa Point. Like I say, I just mixed it up a little bit. So this actually has a safety device, so when you shake it with this up, you get nothing. But you push the safety device down and you shake it and you get lead advance, which you can see here. And of all of them, I find this one the most interesting. And it does seem to work a little better when you point it down as you're shaking it. It's supposed to be more convenient because you don't have to operate any kind of mechanism to get the lead advance. You just, like I said, just shake it. But the last and least common is even more convenient than that. and that is a Ticonderoga Sensomatic. And this pencil, you don't have to do anything to get the lead advance. You just, at least supposedly, we'll see if this works because I just opened it. All you have to do is write, and the pencil will the lead will just automatically advance as you're writing. Let's see, auto advance. Okay, it's starting to write okay now. Just I guess it's okay. The lead tends to stay mostly inside, which I'm not super fond of, but it is working. So I'm gonna paste So as far as I know, that is the least common mechanical pencil as far as lead advancement goes. Let's test out the eraser. Okay, it's okay. And I always forget how to do E's when doing cursive.